So yesterday I turned this piece of Arizona ash, rough turned it, basically knocking the bark and the corners off. I didn't bother recording it because y'all have seen me do that before. The only problem with it is I have this, I don't mind the spalting, but it got really punky in this one area. And I don't want to lose any more of the depth than I have to. And I don't really want to lose any more of the width than I have to either, but I don't want to have to fill that. So I'm going to try to take this down just a little bit more, and then I'll chuck it up. We'll work on the front. I'm not worried about the cracks. So let's do it. So check this out. I may not have any choice but to fill that. That's good enough for now. Off camera, I filled these cracks with brown cement. And I went ahead and filled these with Starbond mother of pearl inlay. I really like this stuff. I think it works well. And I've got this sanded back to 600. So now let's take a look at the face. I'm basically just going to face this off and sand it to 600. Then I'm going to apply a technique to it and hope it works. If it doesn't, I just turn it off and start all over. Turning and talking and talking and turning, and I haven't recorded a single thing. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna blame it on my Meniere's disease. I had an attack yesterday afternoon and my brain's been fuzzy ever since, so let me apologize for that. The only thing you've missed so far is me flattening and sanding this face. It's not completely flat. I've got a little bit of a bump right there, but it's flat enough. It's sanded to 600, so you really didn't miss a whole lot. I just had to do a couple of passes up here and then sand it, and you've seen sanding. I got the camera views all set and ready to go and just forgot to hit record. So I'm going to apply a coat of Mylan's sanding sealer to this. Look at the figure in that ash. There's curl here, here, there's curl here. Basically from here up, you can see all of this curl in here. Just really pretty. Actually, depending on the way the light hits it, there's curl all the way down to here and all the way down to here. There's an absence of curl right here and here. Anyway, now that I've got this done, I'm going to take the bowl off the lathe. I'll probably leave it in the chuck, and I have something special in mind I want to try to do to this before I turn the inside. So when I'm set up for that, I'll come back, see what's going on inside the enclosure. But I'm engraving a design on the top of this piece, and you'll see why when I put it back on the lathe and we start turning it again. So this is going to take about an hour to do, so yeah, it's pretty elaborate. So we'll come back. As you can see, I had to raise the laser up quite a bit, and that made the alignment a little more difficult than usual, but I think I'm still going to be able to work it out. So let's get it over and see what it looks like. Oh my goodness, Billy, what in the world are you doing? Well, something a little special, I hope. We'll just have to wait and see how it comes out. Okay, I'm going to smooth this corner over just a little bit. Okay, yeah, that made a mess. Okay, I've got this sanded up to 600. I would kind of like to get rid of that in there where it lasered, but I don't know how without screwing everything up, unless I cut this down and leave that raised. That'll do. Okay, before I sand that back up, there's a couple of cracks I need to fill with brown CA. So when I get that done, I'll come back. I'm happy with that. Now comes the fun part. And when I'm set up for that, I'll come back. Okay, here's the hairy part. Face shield on. I can only turn this about 580 RPMs. Any higher and it really starts to, there's 600. Any higher and it really gets after it. So I'm going to make my mark where I want to start. Right there. I'm going to go in with my 40-40 gouge. For safety's sake, I'm going to keep this tailstock up as long as I can. I don't know how deep I'm going to be able to take this. So that you get a better view. Okay, let's try this. be doing that. No, 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 no. Easy does it. Easy does it. No, no, no. Yeah, pretty much hosed it up now. Pretty much. Crap! Doggone my high-tempered soul. To say that I am angry would be an understatement. Before I go any further with the sanding, I'm going to need to fill these spots with mother of pearl. So I'm going to take this off the lathe and I'm going to clean these up some so they'll take the mother of pearl, and then I'll put mother of pearl and CA in there, and then I'll come back and we'll sand it up. Okay, so I've fixed it about as much as I can fix it. What I did is I cut this back, I took it back to the laser, I reburned it again, except this time I used a different pattern because I couldn't get that one set where I wanted it. So I've reburned it and I've straightened out the inside, and now I'm doing the final sanding, and we will take this to 600. And when we get it down there, I'll come back. Okay, got it sanded up to 600. We'll put a little milings on the inside. And we'll let that dry. Now I know what you're thinking. Oh, now the easy part's going to be turning around, putting it in the cold jaws, and turning the bottom. If it was only that simple. I wish it was.
So I did a thing. I didn't want this bowl just sitting flat. Here's the finish on the front. But I didn't want it just sitting flat like this. So what I did was I hot glued it to another board, a bigger board, with some shims under this end, and ran it through my drum sander because I was having problems figuring out how to get it chucked up to be able to cut this off like this. I think I have that situation remedied now, but it has the effect I want. It sits nicely at an angle, and I like it. So here it is, another project done. Several coats of depth lacquer on the front. There is some curl and chatoyance right in here around that knot. But I am really happy with how this turns out. I'm happy with it. So thanks for watching. Y'all come back.